Welcome back to The Perspective. We are still with Jonathan Jodie, Business Travel Indonesia General Manager. John, so what is your perspective on the competition within Indonesia on tourism business, the tourism sector?
Okay, as I mentioned before, we are a B2B company. Our probably the biggest competition is from the B2C, from the retail side. If we compare between the B2B and B2Cs, you can see the difference. 80% of all transaction in B2Cs is not going to happen. I mean, it's not materialized because people using it as a reference.
All right, so they would just sort of book it for a little bit, and it's not for guarantee that they're actually going to buy it.
Yes.
Okay.
In B2B, it's very different. 80% of the business itself, the transaction, is materialized. So our business, B2B, is a real business where the money comes, actually.
Okay, so there's more assurance of ticket sales.
Correct, yes.
Within B2B than it is B2C, as you said. It's a couple of 180 degrees from what you said.
Yes.
80% of not necessarily going to be completed transactions for the B2Cs, but it's apparently 80% for B2Bs.
Yep.
How does that make the competition? Does that make it easier for you for your competition in Indonesia?
Well, it makes the competition making more fierce.
More fierce.
Yeah. For example, the OTAs, they are now having their own business-to-business.
Before we move on, OTAs, can we just explain a little bit
elaborate
what OTA is?
OTA is an online travel agents.
Okay.
Yeah, online travel agents. They have two things: the B2B and B2C things.
OTAs. Well, we're talking about online traveling agencies. Are there other businesses like Business Travel in Indonesia?
In Indonesia, we are the first B2B that fully owned by a travel agents. They have others in Indonesia, but they don't own by a travel agent that has been in Indonesia since like 1971.
And you think this gives Business Travel in Indonesia a significant advantage over other competitors?
Yes, correct. Because we have the experience, we have the expertise. I myself is in the industry already like 16 years. 16 years. So I know what happened in the industry itself.
Okay, I see. As a general manager, what strategies do you think that you've employed within Business Travel in Indonesia is different from other businesses like BTI?
For example, one, education or training.
Education and training.
Training is definitely one of the most crucial things because even though that we have a friendly usage on the system, but sometimes people doesn't understand about the jargons in the industry. For example, like yourself, OTA is not all people knowing about OTAs.
Right.
Not all people understand about the classes, the booking classes, the booking process happens in the travel business. Now that kind of training that we will give, an advanced training, how to book a ticket in advance, how to make a reservation within seconds, so you don't have to pick and choose anything deliberately. And then we give all training also motivation training because sometimes people they can sell but they don't know how to talk to people.
I see.
That's how we know that this is difficult with Indonesian people because having talked to other people about business is very difficult.
I see.
But we are talking about tourism industry where they're given a motivational training how to talk people about traveling is much more easier.
I see. And since you give training to your members, apparently, do you also provide customer guarantee for your customers? Because let's say if I'm traveling, if I'm buying a ticket from an online traveling agency, most of the time there will be a choice for me to, if I want to pay a little bit more for guarantees. It's like what would does BTI is BTI responsible? Should say the customer loses its flight. Let's say the flight is canceled or it loses its baggage. What security can you provide for these customers?
Okay, from that education, we also educate people if that things happens. For example, if the flight cancel, what happened? What happened if your flight cancel? Where to go to? Where do you contact? If you can contact the airlines. The first thing first, contact the airlines. Contact the person in charge who make your bookings. The second one is we give them a contact of BTI, Business Travel Indonesia, because we have a call center until 9 p.m. every day, from Monday to Sunday. For distributor, we have 24 hours. where they can contact us anytime, anywhere.
These are for your members. So if your members are in trouble, let's say, and their customers somewhat unhappy, is finding challenges in their traveling, your members would be able to call your call centers.
Yes, of course, of course.
I see. I see. And for distributors, you said it was 24 hours?
Correct. Yes, 24 hours.
I see. What kind of assurance can you give to customers if things go really bad? Like, let's say somebody get injured in their travel.
Because we are partnership with Zurich Insurance.
Zurich Insurance.
That's the thing that we have to do. In the training itself, we make them to study about the insurance itself, because with the travel insurance, they immediately feel secure. Because in the travel insurance, usually they have hospitalized benefits. They have maybe your passport is gone, maybe your passport is missing. Definitely, there's a benefit in there in the insurance itself. Or maybe you get injured, you also can get a special benefit from the insurance itself. That's why travel insurance is one of the things key in the travel. It's also it's a very minor. It's only like less than 5% of your travel arrangement. You can buy a travel insurance.
All right. Does business travel in Indonesia, do they plan on adding more, let's say, corporations or options? Definitely.
Recently, we just talked about a new supplier. We call it a supplier. He's one of the biggest non-property owners in Indonesia. So in the world.
In the world.
In the world. So we will in the middle of talking with them now.
All right, interesting stuff.
Yeah, because a lot of enrichment of the system definitely more convenient to the members.
Right. We'll continue discussion after we come back from the break. We will come back after a quick break with the perspective.